so this is Madeline. Madeline, this is Jessica. So
Hi.
Madeline's my partner, the event coordinator with SHEMA, with our club. Yeah, so thank you so much for coming on. How is your week going?
It's going good. It's going good. Busy, but it's all good.
Yes,
It's
yes.
all good. How y'all doing?
Oh, just working through the insanity of the ending of the semester, so lots to do.
Got you, got you. I thought it was gonna be a big group. No, it's not a group of y'all.
No, no, no. It's just us two. And then we record the session so that we can post it so that all of the students can watch it. We just found it was a little bit more easier that way.
Got you. Got
Yeah, yeah.
you. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll get started. I don't want to take too much of your time. So we have a couple of questions lined up for you.
Mhm.
And then I mean, feel free to ask us any questions as well if you have any.
Okay.
So, I saw your vast experience in coaching that led to your current position in youth basketball operations with the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, do you mind elaborating on your journey through different coaching positions that led to where you are today?
Yeah, great question. My coaching journey started at Emory University, not the typical starting at the collegiate level, but I did get a chance to start at Emory University right out of Florida State. I had no clue I wanted to coach. A coach at Emory saw something in me that I didn't even know I wanted to do. And so I reached out to her one day to come play against the team, and I got put in a coaching role, and that started my coaching journey at Emory. And so I was there for 3.5 years, and after that, I realized that that's what I wanted to do. That's my why, impacting lives through the game of basketball. And so I knew I needed to grow my network and my experience. I didn't have any experience coming out of college in sports, and so I started working a lot of tournaments, a lot of camps, all that good stuff. And then I went on to coach high school boys. I took an internship with the Women's Basketball Coaches Association. I coach high school girls, AU, and then I landed a director of basketball operations job at Tennessee State. And then the assistant left right before the season started. So then they moved me to assistant coach as well. So I did two jobs. I was assistant coach and director of basketball operations at Tennessee State. And then after leaving there, I got a job with the Cavs as the assistant to the general manager. And then now I'm here in my realm of youth basketball and coaching basketball and impact lives.
Mhm. That's awesome. I love listening to your story. I could hear it over and over again. But that's really nice, like that that coach saw your potential and pushed you to pursue that. And so that's amazing that you ended up finding your passion. And we do have a question about your my why video, but we'll wait on that because that could be a whole discussion. But
Okay.
yeah, thank you for sharing that story. I mean, it's nice to see that not you're going to go up and down through all these different avenues, right? It's never just going to be a straight shot to your career. So that's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Definitely interesting to hear about, kind of bouncing around everywhere, all these different positions, and leading that to where you are now. So definitely really interesting. I'll kind of lead into the next question. So within your current role with the Cavaliers right now, we know things have changed due to this pandemic. So how have you been able to adapt during these unprecedented times, especially with a job that can seem much more impactful in person and with, everyone around?
Yeah, you definitely got into an innovative state and trying to think outside of the box of your normal job, my normal job, which is people and being in front of people. And so that people to people, you miss that a little bit with the virtual, but you're still more than capable of coaching through a screen and mentoring through a screen like we're doing. Right now we're having this conversation. So, excuse me, my work didn't stop from an impact perspective. It actually expanded because I was now able to reach more people. I mean, think about this conversation here. I'm not going to say you probably wouldn't have thought about it, but if we weren't in a pandemic, who knows if I would have had a conversation with now students in Canada. And so I think it just expanded, and I really took the time to get creative in my role and just try to reach kids through the virtual world. Of course, it's different. So you cut times down from what you're normal to in person to now being in the virtual space. But you just try to make it fun. You can still teach the game. You can still mentor. You can still do a lot of things through the virtual world. You just got to get a little creative. So I would say it expanded. We had a chance to impact lives, not just our regular stopping points that we do in the people to people atmosphere, but definitely expanded to other places.
I like that you bring up that, you were able to expand and reach more people. And that's true. The conversation we're having right now, who knows what that could have been like if that would have even been possible without, this new online trend. Um, Often we overlook the positive sides, what's come out of this pandemic. A lot of the times we kind of focus on the negatives and what we're missing out on, what we can't do. But I like that you brought up what we can do, and that you've almost had more of an impact and a greater reach with this online coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't want to overlook the people that have dealt with a lot of trauma during this time. And so that's definitely not forgotten. And the mental health side of things too, just all the negativity. But at the same time, I'm a person who likes to find the positive. So I do think there are a lot of positives and certain instincts that you can take out of this for sure. And it's what you make of it.
Definitely. I mean, I was telling Madeline before you came on and said the last time we had a conversation, it was so great talking with her. She was so happy and just like so invested, and I loved it. It just made me so much more energetic. So we definitely see that in you, so we appreciate it. But it's
Okay.
true. I mean, it's we have to be thankful that we at least have these virtual platforms to still at least be able to talk to people. I know it's still unfortunate because I love personal interaction. It just, I don't know, it just energizes me and just, to keep going throughout the day, especially when you're in school and classes all day. But
I can imagine. Go to school for me.
Yes.
That takes a certain discipline right now to be in virtual school, because it's so easy to say I'm about to lay in this bed and not open the computer today.
Exactly.
I'm just not opening the computer. It definitely takes a certain amount of discipline, and I think employers, whoever's hiring, needs to respect students that are graduating and still getting 4.0s during this. Like, it takes discipline. That's discipline, because I know from being on all these meetings, so I can only imagine having to sit in the classroom or writing a paper and we're sitting in it, like, I can only imagine. So, but kudos to you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely have to adapt. I cannot do work sitting in bed. I have to be completely away from it and pretend like my bed is not there for sure.
Yeah.
But I do like the point that you said as well, that you can still coach online. I've seen a lot of initiatives coming out, whether through organizations or just like one-on-one coaching, just kind of like, okay, everyone, like, let's get up, and they'll either mimic or, just help from afar. I've seen as things open up and rules change, like I've seen coaching go more in person, but masks are on distance apart, same basketball I keep my basketball, or whatever sport you may be doing. I just automatically go to basketball because that's just me. But yeah, so I mean, it's nice to be able to at least be able to network. I'm glad I got to meet you and, reach out to people as well, because it's true. Who knows if this pandemic wasn't happening, would we still have met? Would it we have different or not at all, right? So it's nice to see that.
Yes, I absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna move into your My Why video. So I saw this video and I shared it with Madeline, and something that really touched me was when you said that you were working to impact lives through basketball, and also building upon the NBA's initiative of Her Time to Play. So I love the entire video. I feel like it spoke to me directly, but do you mind elaborating on your passion and perhaps how this video kind of came about?
Yeah, so my passion is really helping people, and it started for me at a young age, growing up in the church and involved with different activities, whether it was band, basketball, whatever. It was always a community element, and so I learned early the importance of giving back and really helping people that don't have the resources or may have the resources but need help. And so that was instilled in me early in life, but I didn't know how full circle that would come when it came to the coaching world of helping people. And me and my knowledge of the game of basketball, and so now it goes hand in hand. But that's my why, and I'm able to help and change lives. I've changed lives, countless number of lives, and so being able to do that through the game of basketball is it's been very rewarding. that's just my passion. Just helping people, being able to teach the game of basketball. It just goes hand in hand for me. And in the why video of women, and you talk about and you see all the narratives these days of women, like the women movement is huge right now. And so I just went completely blank, but sorry.
It's okay.
But when you think about women and the representation, like that matters, right? I hear the quote, if you see it, you can be it. But I also believe if you want to do it, just go do it. That's like, even if you don't see somebody, but you want to do something, go do it. I mean, what's the worst somebody can tell you? No, you can't do it, and you still keep going, or you just keep getting denied, and you finally get an opportunity. Like, if you want to do something, go do it. So for me in my current role of youth basketball, and so it matters to me for young girls to see the representation, and see that they can do whatever they want. And I instill that into them in the clinics, through confidence and just being, you can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. You make your choices. If you like something, go do it. If you don't like something, don't do it. It's really that simple. And so I just think in my current position and as a position as a coach, the representation matters. And once I found out about the statistics of girls dropping out of sports, it's like by the age of 14, girls are 50% more likely to drop out of sports than guys. And so I try to change that narrative when I'm getting these young girls at an early age and making them have fun and instilling that confidence and creating an environment that they want to be in and come back. Because if girls are dropping out of sports, they probably don't like it. They're not liking the atmosphere. They're not enjoying it, because why else would you stop? You know what I'm saying? You don't enjoy it. So I just try to change that narrative in what I do. And really that comes to girls and guys, because I've coached guys. I've worked with a lot of guys, and if guys don't like something too, they're going to stop. And so I keep all of my experiences, things I like, things I didn't like, how people treated me, all that stuff comes into play in my coaching and in my everyday life of how I treat people. So that's a little bit about my life.
Oh, I love it. And it's true how important the grassroots of the sports are important, but that's part of our next question. So I'll just avoid that section.
Perfect segue.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna go flow real nicely. But no, I really appreciate you saying that and kind of giving everyone that'll be watching this a pep talk. Like, you can do it. Go out there and believe in yourself. I mean, I know sometimes there's some things that bring you down, especially as a woman in sport. You know, you try to have to go over these biases, unfortunately, that are still there. But I've heard a lot of people say too, like, even if maybe a position isn't there, create it, make it a position. I've volunteered for tournaments and met coaches from across all provinces in Canada, and they kind of would just ask me about my role. So I explained it to them, and they're like, keep going. If they have you here, they want you here, and maybe they'll create a position for you. So it's true. I mean, everyone can do it. You got to put your mind to it and just really believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And it's true. Women representation matters.
Yeah, self-belief is very, 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 very important, and it can be easy to get distracted from when people tell you no, or people make side comments, or whatever that is, whatever those negatives are. It can be really easy and frustrating, but that self-belief, self-confidence, that passion, because when you have a passion for something, that means you're going to keep going. You're going to wake up and keep trying to do whatever that passion is every single day. And so you just got to keep that self-belief. That self-belief is confidence, very important. And you should have it if you have a passion about something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice to hear like the passion from you about, helping people. You have a passion for helping people and being there for people and motivating them. And so I love to see that. And so that kind of leads into the next question about youth sports. So obviously you have a lot of experience in youth sport and coaching youth. A lot of people often look past grassroots development and youth sport when looking for employment in the sport industry. Could you explain from your experience the importance of these youth sport programs?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important. They're our future, right? They got to start somewhere. I mean, it's very rare that you hear the story of somebody starting in eighth grade, ninth grade, or seventh grade, whatever that is. But it starts at an early age, and like I said, creating that environment to where they want to come back. They're having fun, they're learning, they're getting better, and they want to come back. That's the most important thing. I can recall environments I've been in where I was just like, I don't want to be here. And that's not a good feeling. And so it's very important. The grassroots is very important. It's a lot of opportunities, a lot of volunteer opportunities, but those volunteer opportunities can turn into something else. It's all about the experience of everything. And so grassroots are important. It's the foundation, it's the future, is where it can make or break whether you do something or not. So very important.
Absolutely, I agree. And I feel like it can have such a huge impact. Like you said, it can make or break, how they feel about the sport, how they feel about whatever it is, that program. So I think, especially you having that passion for helping people, it's so gratifying to know that you have this positive impact on someone's life. And I think that's just so incredible.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely a rewarding feeling. I mean, to be able to help somebody. I got a kid now who I worked with him. I coached him in 11th grade. He was night and day from what I know him now from then. And just seeing him, do a full circle, go from not really caring about his grades to getting a 4.0 in his senior year of college. Like that kind of stuff is really rewarding in a why. That keeps me sleeping at night. Being knowing that I was able to help him and I still help him to this day. I have a lot of those stories. So it's very rewarding, fulfilling.
Yeah, definitely. I have so many like comments that I want to make at one time, but I love that you mentioned that they're the future. It's true. When you start working with them, they are the future generation. And I even remember Kobe Bryant saying that he just wants to inspire the generation coming up behind him and help them grow, right? So it's truly important starting at a young age because, like you said, it's sounds a little different like when you start coaching someone in grade 12 and they're just getting to know the sport and slowly, because who knows, they may just decide, no, it's not for me. But if you start at a younger age at the grassroots levels, they learn, they grow, they build relationships. And it's important to build that relationship as soon as possible because like you said, that full circle spin, you met him grade 11, coach him in grade 11, and look at his progress from that moment and you'll be able to see that, and that's really rewarding. So I think that's truly important, and it kind of resonates with SHEMA, as we say, the sport helps everyone make allies, because we truly believe that making these authentic and genuine allies, I mean, will help make these changes, these necessary changes in the world. We truly believe sport can unite and do that. So agree with everything that you just said.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, and I didn't really hit on it, but when we talk about helping people and giving back, like it starts with the young kids in these communities too, all communities, because if the communities are good, then the world is becoming better, right? Our states are becoming better, and so that's important too. I mean, not just basketball, but just in general, just giving them, providing them resources, letting them know options out there, telling them small things like treating each other with respect, treating their parents, their teachers, whatever. It really starts in these communities, and the things that these kids are learning so early now with the access to phones. They see everything. They can see everything if they don't have the blocks on their phone. So you want to teach them the right thing, and make sure you're creating that positive impact, because you never know what they're looking at on these cell phones and YouTube and every other social platform they have access to these days.
Yeah, so many external factors that can influence people more than you would expect. So
yeah,
that's very true. So I know you've made incredible impacts for the youth, the young girls up to women in sport. And so focusing on youth is important to keep them active and interested in the sport, as we've been talking about. But do you have any advice for women in sport that are in university or about to enter the sport industry, whether that may be physically playing their sport or just, reaching for the workforce?
Yeah, if they're physically playing and they want to continue playing, just keep working hard. Know that you're not the only one that wants to keep playing. And so really dedicate your time to getting better, and most of all, have fun while doing it. But really dedicate your time to getting better and improving your craft. And then while you're playing, set yourself up for what's next after playing. You're not playing forever, so learn. Use LinkedIn. LinkedIn works. Use LinkedIn to talk and have a conversation with somebody that in a field you might be interested in, or just learn more about business or whatever you want to do when you get done playing. Get that experience while you're playing, because what you'll see is people want the experience. They don't care how many years you play, but if you can't come in the office and do some office stuff after you get done playing, then it's a lose-lose situation. So put yourself in a position to be able to do something when you get done playing too. And for the people for the young ladies who aren't playing, that just want to work in sports, get the experience. Don't settle for no. Don't listen to all the negatives, but yet take the positive. That's what I'll say. Just worry about the positives. Focus on being the best version of you, and really perfect your craft. Just because you're a woman, they're not going to give you a job. Although it's a big women's movement right now, you still have to be good at what you do and be able to add value. So just really appreciate, and dedicate yourself to what you do, and be the best version of yourself at what you do, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely. Figuring out your why and striving to continue to reflect that. That's very important.
Figuring out your why, and it's okay if you haven't found it. You keep trying different opportunities, experience. You'll learn what makes you go to sleep at night and what doesn't, right? You'll figure that out really quickly. So don't get discouraged if you haven't figured out, like, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? I talk to kids all the time. It's okay. You will figure it out eventually. What makes you wake up and say, oh, I want to keep doing this. So don't get discouraged. Just keep trying new things. Keep exploring different opportunities, whatever that is, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm in my third year and still don't have. I mean, I kind of know my why. I'm very passionate, like you, as helping people in with basketball, but finding that career-ending career avenue, I don't know, but that's okay, because then you're open to so many opportunities and just keep open-minded.
You figure it out. I mean, even for me, in the current role I'm in, I can easily say, oh, I want to go be this tomorrow or next week or next month. But I go try something else tomorrow, and it's like, oh, hold on, I might want to do this instead. It's opportunities come. I think that's the fun thing about opportunities. Like you learn what you don't like and like, and you might find something out later in life, like, oh, I really love this, and I really didn't. I thought I wanted to do this, but I don't even want to do it. So you're constantly learning. You're constantly experiencing new things. You're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to have it all figured out. At least I haven't seen it. But when you figure out one thing, you might find another avenue in that one thing.
Yeah, I think that's some great advice. Definitely, I'm in that same position with Brooklyn. Still not knowing exactly what I want to do, but staying open. I think continuous growth. As you said, you may be loving what you're doing now, and another opportunity comes along, and that might be the next big thing. So, constant education, growth. Definitely great advice.
Yeah, I think it's very important. I know for me, a common thing, I don't know where it'll be, but a common thing will be basically helping people, that teaching, mentoring, sports, that's going to be a common thing, but you never know what that job is. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which leads perfectly into our next and last question we have for you. So we'd love to know, we kind of talked a lot about your past roles, your current roles. We'd love to know, what are your next steps, whether that be for your job or with any initiatives you're part of.
Yeah, my next steps are continue to be the best version of me, right? As I get better, I'll deliver better in work, and we'll see where that goes. But just continuing to learn all I can, experience all I can, and be the best version of myself is going to get me where I need to be next. I don't know what's next. We shall see. But like I say, it'll be in the realm of the helping people, sports related, in that realm. So we'll see. I'm not one of those people that say, "Oh, where do you see yourself?" I hate that question. Where do you see yourself? It's like, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I do have a theme. I do have things I value, things that are non-negotiable, and so we'll see. We'll see where that takes me.
Absolutely. And I love that you're sticking with the, that kind of grouping of wanting to help people and in whatever you do, because that can definitely guide you into certain things, but it still leaves the door open for lots of different pathways, lots of different experiences. So,
Yeah.
Definitely. Just to touch on the last question as well, I just want to say thank you for talking about the importance of education. I wrote I wrote a paper about how, whatever your goals may be, striving for the professional leagues, playing basketball, it's still important to keep learning as well on the side, because that still develops you as a person.
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, you never know what might happen. You might change your mind. Like so many things happen. So it's really important to keep learning and growing.
Yeah. And there's no reason why you shouldn't. There's so many resources out there right now that are free, that you should be learning all you can on whatever catches your interest. Especially if you're a player, like you should really still be learning at the same time. Because, like I say, playing is not forever. So you got to think about what's next in the midst of that, because you can be one injury away, one something away from not playing. So
Exactly.
that's very important.
Very true. And I mean, I know your next steps are, for the betterment of yourself. And, with this world, it's kind of hard to know exactly what we'll be doing. But we just want to say we love what you're doing and, positively impacting women in sport. And, just all the students that watch this can probably resonate with everything that we've talked about. So, I mean, advice for all walks of life is really important. But we just wanted to mention that we love what you're doing and, the initiatives you're a part of. And I know Madeline and I and SHEMA as a whole would love to get involved and help in any way we can. So if there's anything that comes up or you would like to share, we would love to support and do anything we can to help.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'll keep SHEMA in mind for sure.
Yes.
And you ladies keep doing your thing. I mean, like I told you, Brooklyn and Madeline, you're on the right path. You're reaching out. You're having those conversations with people, and that's important, because you never know. Maybe it's not right now, but you never know a year or two from now. Like, dang, this conversation came full circle, and here we are. That could happen.
Yeah.
I've had it happen. So just keep going, keep going, and keep learning and keep growing. Don't settle for no. And you ladies keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
It's such a valuable conversation. As Brooklyn said, I know we absolutely resonated with a lot of what you said, taking that advice, love learning from your experiences. But I truly believe that a lot of other students that will be watching this can absolutely resonate with that as well. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day for chatting with us.
No problem. No problem. Thank you for having me, ladies.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. So, I mean, those were all the questions we had. Unless you have any questions for us, I will let you get back to your day.
I don't have any questions right now.
That's fine. You don't need to have any questions. We just like to ask just to be polite. So don't worry.
It's all good.
Okay, awesome. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And again, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story.
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much for having me. And I know I'll be in touch soon.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. See you.
All right. Bye.